Hello there, and welcome to the not this time. Welcome to Hammerman for today, August the 7th. Man, wow. You'd think I'd be a little better at doing this after having done it for so long, and anyways, obviously, the first couple of rounds on the Hammerman, pretty straightforward. You know, things come in, you shoot things die, everybody lives happily ever after. You don't really have to worry about it unless you're super low level, in which case, just clump all your stuff together and hope for the best. Or plant some ice. You know, get rid of the greens and just ice it up. Go full turtle. Anyways, hopefully you can't hear my ridiculous dog in the background over there, but if you can, I apologize because, you know, he's a sweet boy, but he's just not all there. So anyways, yeah, wow. Alright, the last week of Boom Beach has possibly been the most fun I've had in quite some time, purely because of the boosts that we had on the tribes. And it was funny because, you know, in the task force we were talking, we're like, oh man, next week when the boosts are back to sucking, we're gonna have to like drop down from massive attack and things are gonna be harder again, and oh, it's gonna be horrible. And in case you haven't gotten your tribes yet, or like looked at them, guess what? It's Zooka time. Last week was all troops, but like when it comes to ops, let's be honest, all troops is Zooka. Anything else you're dropping with your Zookas is just to stand in front of your Zookas for a little longer and then die while the Zookas do all the work. So, very, very exciting to see that. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you some craziness from the task force. Maybe, you know, some massive attacks. Yeah, sure. And of course, you know, just general tomfoolery. I don't know. Maybe some AZ map clearing. Ooh. But I gotta say, like, yeah, last week, having the gunboat energy, and the troop damage, and the troop health, it was super OP. I was kind of glad that I actually had the prototypes from last Hammerman that I had to kind of, like, slap together. I was sort of glad that I had them both, because it resulted in a ton of intel that I am sure I would not have gotten in the last week had I not had those prototypes out. And then obviously, as you can see, they're still kind of floating around out here, because, well, like, they last 7 days. That's just how they work. I don't make the game. What are you talking about? I just, but yeah, so I am rocking the same prototypes as last week. Not necessarily out of need, but out of default. I don't know. Yeah, default, you know, like, they're there, so why not? Now, I've kind of crammed them to the back for obvious reasons. I don't want to use them yet, but I do break them out in a little bit, and that's because I realized with the last couple of weeks of insane troop boosts, I have been doing so much more raiding. I've been, like, buying up the shards like, what? So I am super, super, super broke right now, and I can't really afford to do that much Hammerman because I just don't has the money. Also, I apologize for that quick blur. The Beard's HDMI cable is still a little on the loose side. They've always said I've got loose wires up there. I don't know. I guess that's what they meant. But yeah, so I got a little broke, so I did have to kind of, instead of trying to go through and get away without using prototypes, I was just like, throw them in, let's see what happens. Da, 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 da. And with relatively good results. As you can see on stage 5, things started getting serious over here with the heavies, and if you don't take those heavies down fast enough, the riflemen that come in after the heavies, like, that's a pretty nasty little combo there. And then of course they do make a wall of awesome for the tanks, and you know, if the tanks can get in behind those riflemen, all your boom cannons and sniper towers and stuff are gonna run out really early and you know, do horrible things. Fortunately, the defenses were able to take them out, but I'm just saying, like, be careful. Maybe line up a few, like, 2 rows of flamethrowers / machine guns down at the south end for that rifleman rush, and then leave your sniper towers and your cannons and your boom cannons and stuff up at the other end. Now, stage 6, like I said, this is kind of where I started with the whole, oh, shnikey, I've got to, like, just pound these out because I'm out of money. Also, the Gren weekend with the insane boosts and everything, just like, it was too much, man. It was just too much. I was having so much fun. I was running around with the zombie Grens or the undead G-Med, if you prefer. And just like, I was going ham all over the place. It was so much fun, honestly. I was like, holy crow, I shouldn't be doing this. And because of that, also, you know, obviously I was buying extra shards and running out of shards and doing things with shards and shard to shard, shard. You know how it is. And yeah. So I apologize if I wimped out a little bit with the old Hammerman here, but it is what it is. And honestly, even with the, like, I didn't bring in the damage amp, but just with the hot pocket, it's still a pretty tight map, I guess. Pretty tight attack in the grand scheme of things. Like, my defenses, they got shelled out, man. They got hollowed out toot sweet. But that, yeah, I guess, is kind of the point, right? Anyways, so 6 kind of drags on, and 6 drags on because there's a grenadier who apparently didn't have as much to drink as the rest of the grenadiers, and he was smart. You can actually see him chilling on the beach still. All the other grenadiers are running in to the base, doing insane things, and he's just like, nah, brah, I'm gonna work on my tan. I'm just gonna chill right out here, and everybody else can take a long walk off a short cliff. And unfortunately, he winds my time down because he just, like, I was sitting there watching, and I'm just like, when he walked further into the corner, I was like, really, guy? Really? You can't just walk, like, the rocket launcher can reach you right there. Just go forward a little bit. No. And then, obviously, once he walks into range, finally, my rocket launcher is like, yes, let's do this. I run out of time. There was swearing at the time. I've gotten over it. We're cool. It's good. We're fine. It's fine. But swearing for certain. Anyways, stage 7, ironically, way easier than stage 6. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to drop in the hot pocket. Because, like, of course, if 6 needed it, and then 7 is going to be harder because it's 7, and I'm gonna just put in the damage amp and everything will be cool. Turns out, yeah, if you've got damage amp and hot pocket on 7, you've just got yourself an instant win. It's just the way that it is. And don't complain because it's an instant win. Enjoy it, relish in it, and yeah, do I don't know, whatever you do when you get a gift, you know, like, rub it on your face and say, so soft. I don't know. I'm not gonna judge you, but, you know, you do you. Anyways, guys, As you can see, this is going to lead to a nice, easy win on 7. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.